Here we are, folks, my latest list of the top high-yield savings accounts in 2023. These accounts have 0 monthly fees, and most of them have no minimum initial deposit requirements. And with links to sign up for each of these accounts available in the description, let's go ahead and start with number 1. Back on this list after I've received some positive feedback from the community is UFB Direct's preferred savings account. I have to say reviews are still 50-50, still kind of mixed, but as long as UFB is offering one of the highest APYs out there at 4.55%, I have to include them on this list. And if you don't already know, the interest rate that you're going to be able to earn on these high yield savings accounts could change daily, could change tomorrow, could change a week from now, a month from now. That's the nature of high yield savings accounts. It's not a consistent APY that they're going to offer throughout the year. So what you see one company or one bank offering today could change very well the next day. At the moment, the UFB Direct Preferred Savings Account has no minimum initial deposit. The minimum ongoing balance requirement is any amount, and there are no monthly fees, which definitely makes UFB Direct one of my top favorite on the list. However, in previous videos, I've received comments that just were not very positive toward UFB Direct. Maybe that's changed in the last month or so. So if you do choose to go with UFB Direct, just know that their customer service reviews are split 50-50. Some say they're good, some say they're bad. And if good customer service is important to you, well, maybe you want to check out some of the other high yield savings accounts on this list before you commit to UFB Direct's preferred savings account. Next up is CIT Bank's high yield savings account that's currently offering a 4.05% APY. With CIT, you do have to have a $100 minimum deposit to open that account. My personal experience with CIT Bank has been that they've been consistently offering some of the higher APYs out there. There are no gimmicks. They're not trying to get you to sign up for their high yield savings account at a high APY and then drop it down later on, which is something I've heard some of the other banks, some of the other companies doing. CIT Bank doesn't seem to do this because I have been following them for a better part of a year now, a little bit over. Something else to take note of, they do also offer checking accounts, which offer up to a 0.25% APY. So you can do your checking with CIT as well as have your high yield savings account over there if you just want to keep everything in one place. I will mention that I have a full review of CIT Bank Savings Connect high yield savings account, which I will put a link in the description, which you can go check out after this video. Next up on this list is MySavingsDirect, currently offering a 4.35% APY, which has continued to be what they're offering for the last few weeks since I've done my last review, which is very good to see. They do have a $1 minimum deposit to open that account. There are no monthly fees, as I've mentioned before, no minimum balance requirements, which is good. And let me mention that the MySavingsDirect high yield savings account, along with the other ones that I'm going to be reviewing today, are FDIC insured up to the $250,000 maximum limit. The one thing that I am not a fan of MySavingsDirect is that they don't have an app to be able to manage your savings account with. That's something that I personally like to have, but I just want you to know that likely you're going to have to access your account via a web browser, but who knows, that may change in the future. Next up on this list is SoFi's high yield savings account offering a 3.75% APY. Now, I know this is below 4% and you're wondering why do I include this? Because SoFi has been one of the banks out there to offer a pretty good bonus as far as I can see. They do not have a minimum initial deposit. They also don't have any fees, but you can get a $250 bonus with $5,000 in direct deposits in a 25-day period, or a $50 bonus with $1,000 to $4,999.99 in direct deposits. And in addition to the 3.75% yield that you'll be able to earn with your savings account, you can also earn a 2.50% APY with your checking that you may want to do with SoFi. Either way, you're going to have to set up direct deposit. There is no minimum direct deposit amount required to qualify for the 3.75% yield for savings or the 2.5% APY for checking balances. But it is important to know that members without direct deposit will only earn a 1.20% APY with SoFi. According to SoFi, this bonus promotion will only be available through March 31st, 2023 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. I will say that there's a possibility that they will extend that deadline because that's what they seemed to do last time when there was a deadline of January January 31st, and they seem to extend it when I made one of my first reviews of these high yield savings accounts. So if you're not able to get that bonus now, you may have an opportunity to do it later if you want to just go ahead and stick with one of the other high yield savings accounts that are offering a higher APY. Next up on this list is another one that's carrying over from the last review, and that's BMO Harris Bank, currently offering a 4.20% APY. There are no minimum initial deposit requirements, no minimum ongoing balance requirements. There are no monthly fees. However, I will say that with BMO Harris Bank, that 4.20% APY that's being offered is limited to people in certain locations. I will have a link in the description to be able to go to their page to type in your zip code to see if you qualify. But if you do qualify, 4.20% is pretty good. Next up is Bask Bank as well as Bread Financial that are both offering a 4.25% APY. Now with Bask Bank, there is no minimum deposit requirement. However, with Bread Financial, there is a $100 minimum initial deposit requirement. But with both banks, there are no fees. Both accounts are going to be FDIC insured. And at 4.25%, both of these accounts are definitely worth including on this list. Next up on this list is Salem 5 Direct, which is another carryover from the last review. At 4.10%, they do have a minimum initial deposit of $10. There are no minimum ongoing balance requirements, and there are no monthly fees. So this is another account that has a pretty good yield that you can open, that has a very low minimum initial deposit. At the same time, no fees, no monthly fees, no ongoing balance requirements. It's a pretty good offer that I do see some people on my channel commenting that they are signing up with Salem 5 Direct and having a pretty decent experience with them. Now at this point, with all these high yield savings accounts offering pretty competitive yields, what's really going to separate them are some of the bonuses, the perks, the customer service that you're going to receive, that you're just going to have to experience for yourself to determine which one works best for you. And I do want to say that before you do open any of these high yield savings accounts, there's important information that you need to know about high yield savings accounts. The video on the screen is going to go over what you need to know. Check it out, and I'll see you over there. Peace.